Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna get going with section 10.2a here, measuring angles and arcs. So we've done a lot with angles already this year. Talks about it right here. We did congruent angles. Try the highlighter here. We did congruent angles, okay? And today we're gonna be learning a new term: central angles, major arcs, minor arcs, and semicircles, and finding the measures. So similar to what we did with triangles, we're now going to be finding in circles. So central angle is this angle right here. Okay, so angle ABC is the central angle. Okay, and it's made up of two radii. It's made up of AB and BC. It's an angle just like we've seen this year, but we're going to call it the central angle because it meets in the radius of the circle. Okay, so also the sum of all the angles in a circle add up to 360, right? So we had triangle equals 180. Now we have circle. We also had quadrilateral equals 360. Circles will also equal 360. So we're going to practice with some of the angles of a circle. And there's a couple different ways to do these, very similar to what we did with a triangle. I want to find x. I want to find how many degrees that is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my little box here. I know that's 90, right, because of the little pink square there. Okay, two ways to do it. We can do 360 minus 130 minus 90. Okay, if we subtract all those, you type them into your calculator, however you want to do it, you're going to get 140 degrees. Okay, you can also do 130 plus 90 equals 220, and then you can do 360 minus 220 equals 140 degrees. So just like triangles, we're going to subtract in some way from 360 and find our answer. Okay, let's try a couple more. Okay, so once again here, I'm going to do I'm going to do 360 minus 165 minus 145. Okay, over here, I'm going to draw a line down the middle. Over here, make sure we know this is 90. Okay, and I'm going to do, I'm going to add all those up. So 90 plus 40 is 130. So I'm going to do 90 plus 40, 130 plus 85. If I do that in my calculator, I'm going to get 215. Okay, and then 360 minus 215. Make sure you have a calculator. Use your phone calculator to solve. It's going to be 145. Okay, let me go back to this one here. I'm going to do 165 minus, no, never mind. Yeah, I'm going to do 360 minus 165 first. That is going to equal 195 minus 145 equals 50 degrees. You could also add 165 plus 145, and you will get 310. Then 360 minus 310 equals 50. So those are my two answers there. So you're just subtracting from 360. I think you guys can do a pretty good job at that. All right, the next part of a circle we're going to learn is the arc. Okay, an arc is a portion of the circle, right? So I'm just going to highlight this. The arc just goes like that, or like that. It can be any portion of the outside of the circle. So it's a it's a part of the circumference, right? So our circumference, sorry about that, our circumference goes all the way around. Okay? The arc is just a portion, a fraction, a percentage of the circumference. So here's some terms, and we're just going to learn these terms. Okay? We have a minor arc, which is right here. This is the minor arc. Okay? A minor arc is less than 180. Okay? So if it's less than 180, it's minor. If it's greater than 180, right down here, okay, it is greater than 180, it is a major. And if it's exactly half, we call it a semicircle. What we can really do is we can look at the minor arc up here and we can say, if we know what half the circle is, like right here, we can obviously see that that highlighted portion is less than half, right? So it's minor. We can look here and we can see that it's greater than half. It goes past what we would say is a half circle. Here it's exactly half, right? Exactly forms a half circle. It goes exactly from the diameter. So we have major arc, minor arc, and semicircle. So now in our next set of problems, all we're going to do is name each arc. Okay? So this takes a little bit of time. I'm sorry for the formatting here. This M somehow showed up. So we're just going to ignore the M's for right now. And I'm going to try something here, see if I can cut these out. No. Not what I wanted to do. Okay. Anyways, so I have DB and AC are diameters. Okay, we're going to identify each arc as a major, minor, or semicircle. All right, so we're going to, let's just start off with measure of arc. So when we name an arc, by the way, we put a little, if you look right here, we put a little arc over the top of it. Okay, so let's start with, I'm going to start with BC. Measure of arc BC. First of all, major, minor, what is it? Okay, so if we look at BC, it's 100 degrees. Okay, so it's minor. And we would say 100 degrees. Okay, so it says identify as a major, minor, semi, and find its measure. So we really know what it is already based on the measurement. All right. How about let's find, actually I'm going to go back here a little bit before we solve anything else. We need to find each angle. We need to find each angle of the circle. Okay? So, this is my halfway point, right? I just made a linear pair, 100 and angle Q. Those two angles, half of the circle, is going to add up to 180. So here's my 80. If you guys can see that, my 8 didn't turn out very well. Okay? Then I have vertical angles. So this is an 80 over here. Sorry, it's hard to draw. And then this is 50. Okay, now that we have all of our, I have to erase it, it doesn't look very good. There we go, that's better. Okay, so if we look at half the circle, 50 plus 50 plus 80 equals 180. 80 plus 100 equals 180. Now we can solve the rest of these problems. Okay, let's find arc. curve it, DBA. So DBA, we would say, I'm going to erase the middle part here. Okay, DBA, and I'm going to change my color. Change it to red. Okay, we would have to do it like this, DBA. We can see that DBA is major. Why? Because we know it's greater than half. How many degrees? We're going to add 80 plus 80, 160. 160 plus 100 is 260. So that would be a major. I'm not going to do 6 examples here. Okay? We'll go down to the next one and do a few more. The last one would be if I were to do a, we would say, tell me arc AC. Okay? You would say arc AC is a semicircle 180 degrees. All semicircles are 180. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, let's come down here and do another example. What we're going to do first here is we're going to write in all the angles. I'm going to zoom in. Actually, we have 2 more pictures, so I'm going to do a couple examples from each picture. I'm not going to do 6. I'm going to zoom in here so we can draw the angles in. Okay, we'll change to a different color here. All right, so we see the 90 here, correct? So this is 90. Okay, now here's where we have to use our skills from last semester. We can see vertical angles between these 2 angles, so this is 38. Okay, then we can do 180 minus 38. Okay, so 180 minus 38 to find this angle right here. Okay, 180 minus 38, if we type it in our calculator, is going to be 142. And then we just have one little angle left over. Okay, couple different ways to do it. We can basically do 90 minus 38. Okay, to find this one, because if this is 90, that means this one is 90, if you guys can see that. Okay, so 90 minus 38, if we do that, will be 52. Okay, so on the quiz, there will be something like that where you're going to have to fill in the angles on the circle. It's kind of like a puzzle. All right, we have all of our angles made. Let's find, just for fun, I'm going to erase this math problem over here. Just for fun, let's find the measure of arc DFG. So if we have a DFG, we have to go in order of what that says. So DFG, we can see it's greater than half. So that's going to be a major arc. And now all we do is add up all of our angles, right? Since we already did the math and found all the angles, now we're just going to add them up. 52 plus 38 is 90. 90 plus 142. 90 plus 142. If we do that, we get 232 for my major. Okay, let's try another one. I'm going to erase this arc here. All right, let's try, let's go with DG. So arc DG. So I'm going to draw it, DG. I can see that's less than half. It's going to be a minor. How many degrees? I just add those 2 degrees, 90 plus 38, and I will get 128 degrees. Or 128 is my minor arc. Okay. Let's name a semicircle. Okay. We can say that arc EG. So if I draw it here, EG, semicircle, automatic 180. Don't even have to add anything. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, first, the hardest part probably is adding all these angles up. So, once again, we'll zoom in here. Okay, we know that this one is, we'll do in red this time. This one is 90 because it gives me the box. If I draw my semicircle here, which always helps, I know that 90 plus 90 is going to equal 180. Okay? Then I have one more missing arc here, or missing angle. 50 plus 40 is 90. That means this other side has to be 90. 90 minus 40 is 50. I'm going to erase my semicircle. And now I have all my angles. Okay? Let's do arc. Let's see here. Let's do arc S R Q. Okay? We can see that that's less than, if I draw my line here, that's less than half. So we know it's a minor. We add up 50 plus 90 and we get 140. Okay? Now we're going to erase those. Find arc. Let's go with arc U. Oh, that was interesting. U Q R. That's a major. Okay. U Q R. It always helps to trace over it with my pen or my pencil. Okay, so if you guys are doing the homework today, either print out the worksheet or you can just draw a circle. Okay, 40 plus 90, or you can do 90 plus 90, 180, 180 plus 40, 220. That's a major. And then let's find a semicircle, which you guys should be able to find. Oops. Arc PR, semicircle, 180 degrees. All right, that's all we have for today. As always, if you guys have any questions, shoot me an email, post something on Google Classroom,